morning. Welcome to AVNewsCast.com.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock and it's June 26th. You know what I really like, Jeff, is that the second the show goes live, my phone tells me that we're live.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me like, yeah? Does yours?
Yeah.
Oh, show me your notice.
I don't get notices
See, that's
for
what I
every
thought.
email, but it's in my email box. So if I go to my email,
Okay.
it's going to show me we're live and listening, dude. What's wrong with you? Sorry.
Hey, just
Hey, here we go.
Who's the?
Here we go.
Now
What? I do.
you're getting you're rating on Steve's parade now.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. That's what she does.
Oh.
That's just all about Angelina. So,
But if you were itching and crawling out of your skin on a bus,
That's hysterical.
Angie'd be all over that.
That would be hysterical. If you did that live on the air, I would just
Yeah,
love
do that.
it was...
So we got to get him Jolsoned and get him on Spice on a bus, and we got a lot of stuff to do with Steve.
Yeah, I don't do any spice. I don't do that. It was just announced that soccer player Luis Suarez
The one who bit the
Cannibal?
has received a 4-month suspension
Yeah.
and 9 games. So that will take him out of
Yeah, the rest of it.
the rest of it.
He's got a history of that.
This is a third time.
Your body craves protein from time to time. You need. To,
I mean, he just,
need to
he
listen to
gets so into the game and he gets so ramped up that he's just, I mean, I get it because, when I watched some of the basketball games back in the day, I would just say, trip him, just get him out the way.
Well, trip him, okay. I can get that. I can get that. All right?
So I can understand the sentiment behind his aggression. Well, I mean, he needs to hang out with Tyson.
Yeah.
And you see, they show. I mean, it was so intentional.
It was.
And he goes for the guy's
He's like,
shoulder.
you got close to me. Ah!
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. He needs to be happy that the guy didn't just turn around and just punch him in his face.
Yeah, well, then he would have gotten kicked out, too.
They should get him a guest spot
he
on Walking Dead.
Right.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Then they were talking this morning about the productivity loss.
Ah,
yeah.
There it is.
Okay? They figure right now their estimates are about $1.6 billion will be lost by American companies.
Yeah.
This is just in America. In productivity from people watching the World Cup.
So imagine what the rest of the world is like.
Oh, yeah.
And they
got 2-hour siestas. They probably schedule that mess. A soccer game.
That was something when I went to Spain, man. I was,
That's
I was
a beautiful
hungry.
thing.
I was hungry,
You
and
were
I went out and
out
looked,
of
and I was
luck,
like,
huh?
what? When they roll the sidewalks up, it's the middle of the day.
Right.
Today, Team USA plays Germany,
Yeah.
right? At noon, right?
And the weather is crappy, and the show must go on. But the good thing is that they don't even have to win. They just have to tie. And they're both moving on. So it really is, I mean, the way they structure what you need to do to move on probably needs to be fixed. Because this game means nothing is if they tie. They both move on.
They both move on. Well, they say that at companies that have internet, between 30 and 50% of employees will log on to watch this.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Why is my VoIP dropping out?
Right. That's horrible.
Yeah, why is my... That doesn't happen at our place. No. We don't allow it, though. And you've got that blocked, right?
Yeah, it's blocked. But, I mean, the people that are on the computers are not into it like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either. In the next couple of days, an unmarked car is going to come through the Antelope Valley, followed by some others.
Oh, yeah.
And they will be delivering serial rapist, the pillowcase rapist, Christopher Hubert, to his new residence down around Avenue R and 203rd Street.
How is he going to live? Who's paying his rent?
Us.
Who's paying his bills?
Us.
I mean, I don't get this.
We are, but it's paid for through a hospital and an insurance company that the state funds.
That's amazing.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, somebody made a comment the other day, okay, and they said, people are so upset about this guy, they wouldn't be surprised if his house burns down.
Yeah.
All right? I did a little research, and here's the flip side to that. if somebody should do something like that, it would be bad.
Yes.
Because the court has to release him, he will then be released as a transient. So now you won't know where he is. And you won't know where he's living.
Yeah.
So either he has a place or he'll be walking the streets?
Right. Now
he's going out to getting a Harbor Freight tarp and living out in the desert.
That's funny.
Now here's what we do know. We do know that they've installed all the GPS stuff at the house as well. There's monitoring equipment on a pole that's outside of the house. All right. We know that for at least the next 6 months of when he's released, he will be under guard. Okay, so that's all good. So we know
for 6 months.
For a minimum of 6 months. Okay, he will be going to treatment once or twice a week.
I thought escorted. He's done.
No, he's got ongoing stuff.
Ridiculous.
Ongoing stuff.
I mean, the monitoring equipment on the pole does nothing for us because half the times they don't watch the dang monitors. Because how many times do you hear cases where they look back into the monitoring equipment and they found that he had left?
We need to take a page from Saw, and he should be chained by his ankle to that pole.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
He's going to be confined to the inside of the home. The homeowners have cleaned up the property.
Of course they have.
You know.
Cha-ching.
Right, cha-ching.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of money.
Yep.
I get that.
Mortgage is $900. They're banking $2,500.
Yeah, and it's. I guess the fair rental value people have said would be around $500 or $700 a month.
Really?
And they're getting like $2,500 a month.
Terrible.
Okay. And they probably waited until they got their first check before they started cleaning up the property.
Of course they did.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
They've installed the propane tanks and, the whole deal.
Propane tanks?
Well, they don't have gas service out there.
Yeah, they don't have natural gas out there.
Oh, Lord.
No.
Okay.
That might...
my folks' house. Just past you.
My folks'
people
house.
Are on propane.
For most of my...
Yeah.
For most of my childhood, my folks' house right across from where the mall is now, they were on propane.
I don't even know where I live.
I used to... I could never figure out why my father would get mad at me because I'd bang on the propane tank with a hammer as a little kid. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You're a mess.
Yeah, people are on propane. I had propane up in Lake Hughes. So, when do you think, he has to be released no later than the 7th? All right?
4th of July?
You think around 4th of July?
Quiet. Nobody. Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning.
The 3rd of July, because those people are not going to want to have to be on the road with that mess. The 3rd of July, he'll be dropped off. So he could open his window and look at the fireworks.
People are already... Media's already staking it out.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple of routes that you could take.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to be the first ones to be able to shoot the first shot.
Yeah, we want to know what
and send it over to ABC 7 and sell a shot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in the next couple of days. That's for sure. You can bet on that. The little girl Victoria, the little 3-year-old girl, whose grandmother claimed that she was asked to leave a KFC because of her appearance. Mm-hmm. There was a huge funding effort on GoFundMe. And KFC put up $30,000, and the rest of the world, everybody went and contributed another $130,000.
Whoa!
Okay? GoFundMe took the site down.
Yeah.
And they said, we're going to refund the money.
Yeah. The grandma's like...
Now, you know what?
She's looking at prison.
Here's the thing, though. The little girl does need surgery. Mm-hmm. Okay? She really does. Take that aspect out. Take what Grandma did. Take that out.
And help the baby.
You know what?
KFI said they were going... KFC said they were... said they were going to...
well, that's only $30,000. That's the next 2 doctor's appointments.
Right.
That's the pre-op and the post-op.
I think GoFundMe should let them have the money.
Well, maybe it should go towards her medical bills, but have the money, no.
Well, not have the money.
You don't want to go into Grandma's legal bills.
Right.
Right.
Right. And we don't know whether Grandma's...
because the kid does need the surgery.
Well, I mean, the kid is going to get the surgery.
Well, there was a bunch of doctors jumping on saying that they would do the surgery for free.
Yeah. They practically do, anyway.
Yeah. Now, GoFundMe made, 2 statements. One, they said, we're taking the site down. We're going to suspend it. We're going to hold everything in embargo. And then they followed that up with, but we will refund. all the donors.
Well, then that's not holding it.
I know it's not.
So what you talking about?
But I think the little girl needs the money.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Steve, she's still going to get the surgery. She's just not getting PPO service.
Well, what's she going to get? What do you mean?
She's going to get HMO service.
I thought they said she had no insurance.
You have to have... What is wrong?
I don't know. What am I missing?
I don't know who I'm talking to.
Speak to me in complete
Isn't this
sentences
America?
using English.
Isn't this America?
Yeah.
Okay, she's a child. She has insurance.
Oh, I get it. Just go into the hospital and say...
She has insurance. I mean, every kid, even before Obamacare, has Medi-Cal, at the very least, if the parents don't have insurance. Every kid.
Okay, so she'll just go into the hospital.
Yeah.
And just go get whatever she needs.
Yeah, she's good.
She doesn't get the surgery with the scars don't show up.
Before you get off kids, did you hear the story this morning? Nancy Grace is something that I used to watch. But she kind of makes me crazy because 15 minutes after she starts, she just repeats everything and she just is a loon.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Huh?
I don't like her.
Well, she had a very interesting case on the other day, and it was of this man who his 12-year-old son was missing, and it had been 12 days. Have you guys heard this already?
Was he found in a basement or something?
Okay, you're going to just...
Sorry. Go ahead.
Please, go on, Andrew.
Go ahead. Tell your whole story.
I'm going to do it to you.
Okay.
Okay? Just let you know. So, so the guy is on Nancy Grace. He's, appealing to anybody because when his son became missing, this man was running up and down the streets, going crazy, knocking on doors, saying the police are not helping me, the media doesn't care, help me find my son, help me, help me, help me. So it's 12 days later, Nancy Grace has him on split screen interviewing him. Then she says, I just got a report that your son was found in the basement of your house.
Oh.
So the guy's face is looking like complete despair because she didn't say alive. So then she repeats it and she says, he was found alive in your basement. Then you can see this man. Now, to me, my impression of this man was like, oh my God, they found him, I'm in trouble. That's how I got his initial reaction. Because, I don't know, I'm just thinking, why wouldn't you get off your seat and run, or get on the phone and forget the interview,
Where was he sitting being recorded? At his home?
It was a remote. So it wasn't at his house because he would have known that they just found the kid in the basement of his house. But maybe it was a local studio and Nancy was wherever she was. I don't know. But the interview continued, and so she was like, well, you didn't know your son was in the basement? He was like, no, I didn't know. I checked the basement, FBI checked the basement, Detroit PD checked everybody checked. Nobody saw my son. Lo and behold, he's in the basement behind a barricade. The poor child was in there for 12 days. That night, his wife, which is the little boy's stepmother, couldn't be found.
Oh, she's running.
I don't know about her today, but that was the headline of the story this morning.
Now, I heard law enforcement said that he was hiding. The little boy was hiding.
He was barricaded in. You know what I mean? And you're starving. It's 12 days. I get maybe you want to hide, but so you're not starving yourself for 12 days.
Okay, so why do you think he was down there?
Because his stepmama put his behind in there to kill him. Now, prior to this, he had tried to run away a couple of times. One time he was gone for a couple hours, one time a day. And both times he was trying to get to his mom.
His real mom.
So something's going on in that house.
How is it that the FBI and the police, everybody can search, how hard is it to search a basement?
No, I don't know. And why wouldn't you move stuff?
Well, we don't know how elaborate the false wall was in there.
Did a 12-year-old built a false wall?
They didn't say it was a false wall. They just said it was like some kind of crate, some kind of barrel, like things.
Crate and barrel?
Yeah. It wasn't like, knock, knock, and, push the wall and it opens. Ta-da. It wasn't like that.
Harry Houdini?
It was just under like a hoarder pile. Like
something like that. Like you don't move stuff around when you're looking for somebody. And he was found there was some blood around and PVC pipe.
Ooh.
You said blood?
Mm-hmm. Blood and PVC.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Jeff, don't touch that one.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a band name.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, and the stepmom is out.
The stepmom was not to be found the night that he was recovered. Now, this is the next day. I don't know what the story is right now, but I don't know. I mean, when I saw the
Steve jump in there and say, "Jeff, don't touch the blood and PVC."
Yeah, don't talk to that one. Leave that alone.
I just didn't, the reaction of the father didn't look. It looked more like, "Oh my God, I'm caught," than my baby. Although later on in other interviews, people were asking him, "How come you didn't know?" And he started crying, and he was like, "I thought my son was dead." So I'm on the fence with him, but the stepmother,
Now they're going to go for her. Okay, good.
And the father took a lie detector, and the stepmother refused it.
Mm-hmm.
So she was probably already a person of interest.
Yeah.
Well, more to come.
Right?
Mm-hmm. More to come. Yesterday, House Speaker John Boehner said that the Republican-controlled House will file a lawsuit.
Yes, Lord have mercy.
Against the President of the United States.
Is that money well spent?
Taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, is that money well spent?
You know what? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's so silly.
And even though I may be for the red team at times, you know what? It's a pretty sad case.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. When our politicians are suing the President of the United States.
Listen, It's a sad case when you hear some of these politicians and their determination to not negotiate across party lines. It's a sad case. We're putting them up there to do a job, whether you're red or blue. And we want you to get some kind of work done. Not get up there and say, "Nope, I'm not doing it." Starve, whatever. I don't appreciate it. And I don't even understand who would appreciate it. If there's any Dems out there that would say, you go up there and if the House gets their six people and tides change and it's governed by the Republican parties, then you just play hardball and don't compromise. That's a disservice. That's a disservice.
Okay, now, the way this lawsuit goes.
No?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree 100%. Okay? And it is a problem. The way the lawsuit goes is they have a committee within the House comprised of 5 members, all right, that oversees legal matters. Okay? They need a majority vote from that committee as to whether they go forward.
Did they get it?
They haven't had the vote yet.
Oh, they didn't ask him. They just went. They just filed the paper.
Going to.
Now they're doing an Obama.
No, they haven't filed anything yet.
Okay.
And here's how it works: the committee is made up of 5 people, 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats.
Okay, so what are we?
They need a majority.
About? What are we talking about?
Right. Okay.
That is so retarded.
Boehner is upset. He claims Republicans are upset because the president uses his executive powers, too much.
Okay, it's his prerogative.
Okay. He's not happy about the health care, which Boehner says carries Obama's name.
It doesn't. They
understand.
put it out there like that. That was a push that Republicans did to try to get it out the door, and it kind of backfired.
Okay. Now, we've talked on the show many times that President Obama has used his executive orders more than the last gazillion presidents all put together. Okay.
I don't know that to be the case, but I do understand that he's used it a lot. But that's his right to use it. That's what it's there for. And if you are, and now,
it's
mind
not
you,
there to bypass Congress.
It's not there to bypass Congress, but just like I mentioned a minute ago, when we're dealing with a political climate where people are saying, no, I'm not going to compromise at all, I'd rather see everything go to hell in a handbasket, then either he does what he has to do within his right and within his power, or he lets the world go where it goes.
Well, the thing is, the people elected those people in that are blocking everything.
Yeah.
But that's the word of the people then.
No. I don't think that most people realize that in some cases you're voting somebody in that will not compromise. And maybe their unemployment check is in the balance
because
of it.
Better check it out then.
I'm just saying, well, it's not necessarily before recent speak, it wasn't something that the politicians were saying openly. It's only until recently that they're openly say, I'm kicking you out because of it, because I can't remember the name of the guy who lost. It was unexpected that he lost his seat because of the fact that he compromised. And they were
Virginia,
like, yeah. They were like, you compromised. We don't want no compromise. If they don't go the way we want it to go, then you do nothing.
Because he wavered on immigration.
Right.
Okay.
Because he came to some kind of terms. Which, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to negotiate. Everybody's supposed to give and take, give and take, give and take until we come to some terms. You don't shut it down.
You know,
they were like, I don't care if the government shuts down. You hold your ground.
Angelina makes a good point in that, and we talked about it yesterday, immigration, okay? You make a good point that, you know, there are certain issues that are not partisan issues, all right? Immigration, I think, is one of them. Okay, because we're talking about the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff is all for immigration reform.
We are.
Right. Okay. Now you've got other people that would just like to see the Minutemen have AR-15s, be at the border, and just shoot everybody that crosses the white line.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see a border that can't be crossed.
Right. We all would like that too. We would all like everybody to step in their lane and do their job.
I don't want, you know, unbadged snipers out there.
Right.
Nobody needs that. But
it just needs to keep them out. Come in legally. But now that we've got them,
do you think the Affordable Care Act was a partisan act? You do. What do you mean?
Yes.
In what way?
Use your big girl words. So you told you earlier.
So you're saying that the president enacted the Affordable Care Act only to benefit a certain segment?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said nonpartisan.
No, I said partisan.
I'm sorry. No. That the Affordable Care Act was set up to benefit all people. I think that the Republican Party or a sector of the Republican Party are just pissed off about the Affordable Care Act because they weren't able to pull it off.
Because it wasn't their idea? They didn't conceive it. Jeff, what do you think?
I think we should have exhausted all possibilities prior to going all in like that. I think we should have opened it up so that you could buy insurance across state lines. I think we should have done something where you put a regulation in where you need to cover pre-existing conditions. I mean, there's some government stepping in that could be done, and there's some things that the private sector can do to reduce the cost. Do tort reform, make it not so crazy. You know, when they go and sue these frivolous lawsuits against hospitals and doctors and pharmaceutical companies, knock that down. There's a lot of things we could have done to help mitigate the problem that we have prior to going both feet in with a socialized medicine program.
But why are you calling it socialized?
Because it's administered by the government.
It's not administered by the government.
But Angie,
why are you saying that?
Let me finish this.
Okay, let him finish.
All right.
Let him finish.
Okay. People are having subsidies. Okay.
Kickbacks.
Yes. Where's that money coming from?
Taxes. The same.
So there it. Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But does Shell not have subsidies? Does Microsoft not have subsidies? Every large company has huge subsidies. So you have a problem. You don't have a problem with those people having it, but you do.
But those things are generating revenue.
That's a good point. But so is healthcare. And we're being raped by it on a regular basis. But here's the thing that really bothers me, because I'm not saying that the Affordable Care.
I saw a thing on Facebook about some sort of transplant surgery. It costs $40,000 in the United States, and they said how much it cost in Spain. And you could go and live in Spain for 2 years. Did you see that thing?
No, but I could imagine.
Yeah, you could go and live in Spain, have the surgery done, live off the money for what it costs in America to have that surgery done.
But
you could live for 2 years in Spain.
Yeah, but so the problem
needs to be, and I think a lot of that is because of malpractice crap, and because
it's because we let the insurance companies write their own checks,
and we don't
hold them accountable for how much a damn
that can be resolved.
It absolutely can. But the thing that really kills me is comments like it's subsidized. Yeah, because you say stuff like because it's given to us by the government when it's not. Or I'll hear politicians saying, "I want to see my doctor. I don't want to see my doctor and the government." When you're not. If you get a subsidized plan and you go through Kaiser, it's Kaiser. If you go to Blue Cross, it's Blue Cross. It's not, the government didn't come up with their own insurance company. Yeah, but you realize that, right?
Could we have tried a little harder, not tried to run it through so fast, but looked at a way that we could have got the cost down without involving taxpayer money?
I absolutely think that you could have. But what he was contending with is another party that was like, I ain't having it. Well, I'm not having it. Period. They were not trying to compromise, Jeff.
But I think if there was an option up there,
I don't think so. I really don't.
If there was an option up there that that the Republicans could get behind and say, look, we're not, there's no more taxes going into this. This is revenue neutral.
I don't think so.
Then because I think they would have gotten behind it.
I don't think so because they didn't like the fact that it wasn't them thinking of it. Just like, why would a politician say, when you go to my doctor, I want to see my doctor, not my doctor in the government, when that's not true? When it's not true. When the government did not create an insurance company that you're now pulling from. The government did not create an insurance company. They created the ability
for us to all
be... What?
When it's all said and done, the only reason a politician does anything is to continue to be in office.
But what I'm saying is...
If he got his Republican or Democrat, if he got his constituents covered medically for a reasonable cost, it's in his benefit. That's another thing that's going to keep him in that office and keep him from having a real job.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, red or blue, whatever, keeps you in that cushy office with that good pension coming up.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. But I just think, they'll say like, oh, I got to get in here because I'm going to repeal Obamacare. And do what to the people? I mean, there's millions of people that are benefiting from this program. Not me personally, not you guys personally, but there's millions of people that want to pay for their insurance the best way they can, and now they're given the option to do so. Look, or the other carve-outs. And I get that it could have been a different situation if you would have eliminated pre-existing conditions or terminating insurance because of cancer or whatever it is, or eliminating the ability to say that this child with leukemia can't get the treatment that they need. I get all of that, but that's not how it was proposed and that's not how it was passed. So it is what it is. If people would get out of the way of themselves and fix it, and stop trying to make sure it's broken and make sure that we're perpetuating the same bullshit about it being broken, we'd be a better place.
Okay,
BS?
One, if Washington worked together to make it better, it would be better.
It would be better.
I say that the government administered the Affordable Care Act.
The government passed a law. They didn't administer. They're not giving it out, Steve.
I understand they passed a law.
Okay, so don't say administer because they're not giving it out.
You're right. They passed a law, which they didn't have a legal right to do, but they did.
They apparently did.
Okay, let me finish. Okay,
big fat check to the.
They went to every state in America and told them you must build a website at your cost, and it must be up and running.
That's not true.
By hold on.
You had a choice. Either you do it or we will.
And then we're going to charge you.
Right.
Okay?
So they didn't say, but see what I'm saying?
So don't
spit it out wrong. Don't say you must, because it was a choice. Either you build your website by a certain date.
One way or another, you're paying for it.
Because the choice was this. You build it by a certain date, okay? Or we're going to build the website, okay? And it's going to be whatever we put there. Doesn't that sound like somebody's administering something?
No,
it doesn't. That doesn't sound like you're being force-fed.
No.
What?
It means that there's a law that's passed that we all have to come to terms with and abide. And based on this law, every state needs to have representation of what the law is indicating.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. They're not giving out anything. Administering means if I need my medication, you're going to give it to me.
They gave out $1 billion to build a website to a company outside of America, okay? That doesn't sound like the government is administering something. Don't get me wrong. The Affordable Care Act is clearly designed to help Americans regardless of your political belief. Okay?
Right.
I get all that. I really do. Do I think it should have been better thought out before it was rolled out? Yes. I absolutely do.
Do you think that it
If
was
the
probably
government's
better
not-
thrown out? Let me ask you this, because we can't possibly think that the White House is full of idiots. But no, we can't really think that they're absolute idiots.
Okay.
Maybe they. You know what I'm trying to get at is this. Do you think that they tried to roll out the best thing that they can, but because of continual blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks, they were left with what they were left with?
I think they
Yes,
raced
partly.
to do something to get it done
Right.
while they could,
Partly.
without.
I agree.
think you're right with that too,
because
though.
they set a time frame,
Yeah.
and once they set the time frame, then they had to figure out how to get it done by
Yeah.
that time
Right.
frame. Okay,
Right.
So we're going to mess up with a whole. We're just going to go with this fakakta
We'll fix
thing.
it in post.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Okay?
I absolutely
That's the
think
thing.
that I think that if everybody was on board and everybody really wanted, the nation to benefit from this, then the time would have been.
Did I upset you?
Yes.
I did,
Yeah. That's what
Wow.
I have to doodle when I'm upset.
and then she blushes when I catch her.
I think that if everybody would have came to the table with the same agenda to do something great for the nation, to put something in the history books that has not been done, that would really benefit everybody and not rape everybody, then we would have ended up with something a lot better
Okay.
than what we got.
Again, I hear you.
I say,
with you there.
if the red team and blue team had worked together, and the red team said, you know what, we clearly can see that the Affordable Care Act's going forward. Let's jump on board and try to make this thing better, okay? It would be better. I get it. And we've had politicians on the show that have said, hey, if I'm not going to get it my way, I'm just going to roadblock them.
Yeah.
Okay?
So on all these
And
issues,
who-
everybody
who
stands.
put you
Why
in
can't we
there?
have a purple team?
Yes. At some point, either we need to get rid of the parties and just go for, people with their own agendas, because this crap, it's stagnating the country.
How about the
bashing
the
of
benefit
the
of all
president.
people party?
Yeah. So is the bashing of the president. And then you have the nerve to say, nobody respects us.
Okay.
Who's going to respect you if your own kids is talking stuff about
It
you?
makes us look really, really dumb.
It does.
Okay? Around the world, okay, when within our government, below the White House, you've got representatives, okay, that are representative of us, okay, suing the President of the United States.
Yes.
Okay? It makes
Yes.
us look really out of control.
It does.
Okay? Yeah, I know.
It's so embarrassing.
I know, but that's
Then you've got it on both parties, though. You got
Oh,
you got the
absolutely.
IRS idiot woman who
Yeah.
can't find her emails now.
No. She's not going to find them emails.
And there was an email that came out just the other day, okay, that was released yesterday publicly. You're talking about Lerner, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. She accidentally got an email referring to one senator, okay, who allegedly somebody had invited his wife to speak at a function, and they were going to pay her. It was an invitation, okay? Based on that invitation, and she got a copy of the email, and the senator's wife hadn't done anything wrong, didn't even accept anything. She targeted the guy for an IRS audit.
Yeah, she's
That's
no
the
joke.
power.
Yeah.
Well, we've joked many times,
Yeah.
piss off the president and you're going to get audited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing that we talked about yesterday about too much power is corrupt.
Yeah.
No, I know. They're searching for the Malaysia airline.
Lord
again.
have mercy.
They are.
Lord.
They are. I know it was a hard pivot, but I had to get out of that one. They've now identified a 23,000 square mile area.
Oh, that's all.
Okay.
Small little area.
Small little area. And they think they got it zeroed in. Okay.
I saw the
They're
path.
never going to find this
They're
plane.
not. It's in the Bermuda Triangle.
It-
It came and sucked it to the other side.
Now there's talk about it that it was. They feel real confident that it was on autopilot
I know.
when it went out.
It is somewhere.
Yeah, we
It's
have.
gone.
Okay. It's somewhere.
In 50 years, they'll find it. You know what? It's Noah's Ark.
Well, they haven't
You'll
completed.
never find it.
If it had hit the ocean, okay, going 400 or 500 miles an hour, whatever it is, the ocean is like cement. This thing would have broken apart,
Right.
and there'd be stuff all over the
Yeah,
place.
so
okay?
what happened?
They're having coconut
It's-
cream pie with Amelia Earhart.
That's
Right.
right. It is somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of hard pivots, I just got a message that it looks like September 19th will be the iPhone 6 release date.
September 19th.
Yes. So that's how long you have to wait.
Both versions on both sizes?
The word is now that both sizes will be available at the outset. There was talk about it, the 4-point whatever coming out first, and then after the end of the year, because of supply problems and stuff with this new sapphire glass that they're using, that the larger one would come out in 2015. But now the word is that both will be available September 19th.
All right, I'm going to be one of the first to get one.
I'm getting the phablet.
You're going to get the large one?
Yeah.
Oh, not me.
No, I want it.
I'm not going to. Yesterday's Supreme Court ruling that cell phones cannot be searched without a warrant. Mm-hmm. So the guy behind the whole thing, not the guy, but his attorney, it all surfaced around a 19-year-old gentleman by the name of David Riley. Mm-hmm. And he is the guy who was arrested in San Diego. He was tried. There was a mistrial. He was tried again, and he was found guilty. Okay, and sent to prison for 15 years. Mm-hmm. It was all about his case that made this change. And what's interesting is California had passed a law that said that when you arrest a suspect, you have to search the suspect, right?
Yeah, reasonable.
And you empty his pockets,
right?
Okay?
Yeah.
If a cell phone was in his pocket, just like if there was a wadded piece of paper in there, you could open it up.
Yeah, a little bindle.
Okay? If his cell phone was in there, you could search that as well. The cell phone alone isn't what got David Riley convicted, because there was also surveillance footage. His fingerprints were there. His DNA was there. It was on the murder weapon, the whole thing.
He committed a murder?
Yeah. Yeah, but he also had pictures of it in his cell phone.
Stupid.
Okay. Right. Pretty dumb.
Who does that?
But does that
not
not...
a souvenir. You want to be able to reflect back. Oh.
But question, okay?
That.
You get arrested and you have stuff in your pockets, okay? Could be checks, could be money, could be crumpled up piece of paper. They can uncrumple the paper, right? And look at it. Why can't they look at a cell phone?
They can. They just need to get permission.
Do they need permission to look at the crumpled piece of paper?
No.
Why
but
do they need...
This is a little bit more intensive. I have a security block on mine. I have a password. I got to give you my password so you can look at my stuff?
Maybe that would have been different.
I don't think so, honey.
Okay.
I think he was like, if you don't... Look, I'm sure he said nicely to the guy, give me your password so I can get in your phone.
Now, we just had that come up, and I was listening... now Newport Beach on the 4th of July, to keep the crowds from getting so rowdy, the police are going to be looking for selfies on Twitter of people drinking on the beach and going after them. Yeah, they're going through social media to look for people getting drunk and rowdy.
That's crazy.
Right after we said that we couldn't use the cell phone as, without a warrant. So how is that?
Well, they're not using the cell phone.
No.
They're going to social media.
Yeah, and they're posting it for the public to see and to prosecute on. Listen, people do stupid stuff. I was going home yesterday on the freeway, and there was an accident in between M and L. And, I use Waze, so Waze told me red. So I was like, let me get off the freeway. So I got off on M. And people got caught up in the accident, and idiots decided to exit the freeway going the wrong way. Oh. Big old line of people. All of a sudden, I don't know how the cop found out that quick, but she blocked off that whole row. And it had to have been 9 cars that were exiting the freeway the wrong way.
Ooh. Stopped them all?
She just blocked the whole thing. And she just went to every car and said, get out your license and your registration.
I got my quota done in one pass.
She's done. She can go home for the day.
Yep.
Because you're all stupid.
They are all stupid. They are absolutely all stupid. Yesterday, did you hear R&B star R. Kelly?
What did he do now?
He didn't do anything bad.
Oh, thank God.
He didn't do anything bad. It's his daughter.
Uh-oh. What happened to her?
His daughter has now changed her name. It's Jaya. Changed it to JJ.
Oh, she's a guy now?
She's transgender. She wants a reassignment surgery. Okay.
Give it to her.
She went live on national radio.
Wow, that had to have been hard.
Okay.
She wants to get rid of that vajayjay.
R. Kelly said,
What did he say?
don't believe everything you hear.
Because I didn't talk to my daughter yet?
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah.
But I love my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll stand behind whatever she's going to do.
Yeah, but she ain't doing it.
Yeah,
That's
he really wanted to say, I
basically
wish to hell she'd have talked to me
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I told her ass about
Okay.
that. That's what he want to say.
Yeah, but she now wants to be known as JJ,
Well, I
and she
mean,
wants to have surgery.
I totally believe that
Since the age of 6,
yeah,
she felt that she was a boy.
Some kids are born with too many exes to their wives.
Okay. All right.
And they result in needing to be a gender reassignment.
Can't you just be a tomboy? I don't know. I don't.
I was a
think-
tomboy, but I still like what I like.
I'm not touching that one. In multiple ways. And yesterday, Chris Brown rejected a
you
plea
sure?
deal. Yeah, it's not Bobby Brown. It's Chris
Okay,
Brown.
okay,
I can
cool.
actually read it. Okay. I don't have to just go by pictures.
What did he do
Okay.
now? Did he
rejected
do
a plea
something
deal. Well, no, he has had this case going on in D.C. Okay, about an assault. He came out of a club with his bodyguard. Allegedly, a gentleman by the name of Parker Adams was a fan that was there. Mm-hmm. Parker Adams alleges that Chris Brown and his bodyguard both punched him. Okay, well, that happened while Chris Brown was on probation.
Okay.
Because he beat up Rihanna. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So that would have landed him
in jail.
In jail. Mm-hmm. All right? He was offered a plea deal yesterday. The plea deal was, here's the deal. We're just going to let you go with time already served. Okay? Just plead guilty to this and time already served. He said, I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
Now, his bodyguard now is prepared to testify that he was the only one that threw a punch.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Of course, because if you say this, I'm going to write you this check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or it very well could be that guy just wanted to, he was trying to get after some money and said, I'm going to put you in there too. If you pay me, then I won't say it.
Then, you know what? If that was the case, I'm sure Chris Brown would have just said, here's $25,000.
Why would he? Why would he?
Because then he wouldn't have been arrested.
No.
Then it would have been simple.
I mean, if it was simple like what you're saying, why not just say okay and just be done with it? I think Chris Brown probably didn't do it this time. The guy set him up, and Chris Brown was like, I ain't paying your behind. I ain't doing jack. And it is what it is.
Well, they held him in jail, both in L.A. and in D.C.
No, I get it.
Okay? He could have avoided the whole thing by settling with the guy
Right,
before he
but
went
he
to
could
the
avoid
police.
the whole thing right now if he just said okay. So obviously, he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I didn't do it.
Well,
whatever it is.
he could have. I've been talking to you, not on the show, but out. See that pop-up tent? Okay.
Yeah.
In South Los Angeles, okay, there were 2 murders yesterday. What's interesting, in this area in South L.A., since 2007, there have been 67 murders within a 1-mile radius.
Oh.
Dang, what is going on?
67 murders within a 1-mile radius.
So they need pop-ups.
Yeah, okay, but I'm not. We're kind of shop talking, but not really. 2 people were sitting in their car, having a conversation. Car pulled up, shot them both, and then took off.
Both died?
Yeah, one on scene and the other one at the hospital.
They need to
Yeah.
get these guys in
So-
the police force.
What?
Because they're hitting their targets.
I'm glad that Commander's not listening to the show right now. Yeah.
You never know.
I
That's
certainly hope
funny.
not. Yeah.
Bring him in. Well, before
Yeah.
we put you in jail, let me. How did you aim out at that?
Do a Dexter thing.
But they have in South LA, in the Harbor Division and Newton Division and 77th Street, they have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, with a lot of gunplay and a lot of murders,
Terrible.
and the residents are upset.
Yeah,
because
you can't go down
you
the
can't
street.
go for a walk because there's dead bodies all over the place.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Right. So the LAPD has a problem. So they're coming to AVNewsCast to solve their problem.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they are. So AVNewsCast is going to solve their problem. We're going into, we're going to do something for them. We're going to help fix them up. Did you see the awful, terrible accident that took place on the 138 and the 15? Okay. Do you know where the 138 and the 15 is?
No, I stay lost.
Yeah,
138.
Mormon Rocks.
Is that going towards Hemet? Or something?
138. It's
heading toward Victorville.
All right.
Okay. Actually,
You'd
to Wrightwood.
yeah, you'd know where it was if you come to the cabin and check it out.
Okay. People had just pulled out of the gas station, and a dump truck traveling at a speed of perhaps as fast as 70 miles an hour. Okay.
There's plenty of time to slow down. There's a steep
Literally.
hill up there where you cut off to Wrightwood, but there's
5 kids in the car.
Oh.
Okay. 5 kids in the car, and the car was so demolished.
Oh,
okay.
5 kids?
2 kids were killed.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
well, yeah.
I'm surprised that 3 survived. And 1, last night they had a rally and a memorial for all the kids at the high school
Oh, teenagers.
in Phelan.
Yeah, Serrano.
Because I was going to say, why would you pull out if you see a fast-coming truck?
Oh no, I just got corrected. Okay, they were parked.
Oh, they were parked.
They were parked.
Oh, and the truck lost control.
The
Jesus,
lost
let
control.
me just read it, okay?
Yeah.
The truck lost control. Right. Yeah.
Keep him honest, Angie.
Well, go ahead and read it out loud.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, go ahead. I saw one of the kids.
Yeah, he lost control, though. The truck
Right.
guy lost control.
I saw one of the kids that was on the news on NBC. And to see the car, it's amazing.
Well, you know what? You're right, because it says PT Cruiser heading westbound on Highway 138.
Okay, see?
Go ahead.
So they're coming from the
Anyway,
direction
okay.
of the 15.
I was surprised that anyone would have survived this wreck.
Yeah.
Okay?
They just graduated from high school.
Oh,
18 and 16-year-old kids.
Yeah. And, absolutely terrible. Terrible. Thousands of kids turned up at the high school
Yeah.
last night. Now, the dump truck
Walked away without a scratch.
was working for a contractor
Uh-oh.
who has a contract with Caltrans.
Okay.
Okay? News media reached out immediately to Caltrans,
They don't have
who
nothing to
said,
say.
we're not responsible.
yeah.
Okay? We hired a contractor. He hired him. You guys go look to him. Did his brakes fail? Was he asleep? What happened? We're not going to comment. There'll be a full investigation.
Yeah, once again, there's a steep spot there. There's a big grade, but it empties down into that valley. There's
Just terrible.
if he had too much weight in there and it was pushing him down, he would have had time to slow before
if
he
his
got
brakes
to
went
that
out-
point.
I was on the freeway one year on the 101, and I had just gotten my brakes done, and the man did it wrong, and it ended up severing my cord, my
Ooh.
brake cord, so my brakes went out on the freeway.
The guy did
Oy.
something wrong and he cut through your brake line?
No, he was
Aye,
fixing
aye.
my brakes, but he didn't put the cord back where it was supposed to.
The cord?
I don't know
The
what
tube,
it's
so it just
line.
sprayed
Whatever
the brake line?
sprayed
yeah.
brake fluid out.
So the brake line broke from me driving. It was rubbing against something, and it broke. So my brakes went out on the 101,
Hey.
and I had kids in the car.
So what did you do?
And so I
use
just
your emergency brake?
Yeah.
no, because it didn't work.
Well, emergency
That's a
brake
different-
works.
yeah,
that's
that's
a
a
cable.
different setup.
That's a
Whatever
cable.
he did something
So
really
Did
good.
it right.
So
You downshifted?
listen, I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
So the first thing I did was very calmly, I asked all the kids if they had their seatbelts on. And I told the young lady next to me that my brakes went out. And you know what she told me to do?
What?
Drive to the beach.
Yeah.
What, so you can slid on the sand?
Yeah. I'm on the 101
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Encino. And I'm like, and as soon as she said, I was like, okay, just be quiet. And I ended up going up the hill, and then when I got off the off ramp, I just hugged the side until my car stopped.
I was in the fast lane on the 405, right by the Veterans Hospital,
That happened to you too?
going southbound, and my clutch cable broke.
Ooh.
And I had to pull off on the... I had to push the car across all the lanes of traffic. But then I ended up... I got out, I went in my toolkit, and I got a set of vice grips. And I actually got under the car and I pulled the ends of the clutch cable together and clamped them down with the vice grips, and that was able to get me off of the freeway.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been me. I was shaking like crazy.
Always have vice grips in your car.
It was a terrible experience.
Good job. I'm just surprised that you had to ask the kids if they had their seatbelts on, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got to have them on.
They do have to have it on, but if a kid is acting wild in the back, I want to make sure.
All right. Well, you're a good mom. Good job. How long ago did that happen?
My kids were little, so they were like 12 and 13, and I always had a lot of kids with me.
Ages ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
40, 50 years ago.
Yeah, really?
Right?
No, like 15, no, like 10.
Assemblyman Steve Fox is going to be on the show tomorrow live, right at the top of the hour, about 8 o'clock. He's going to make a special announcement tomorrow. We've talked a lot about jobs in the economy and stuff in the Antelope Valley. He's been working on something, and he's going to announce it tomorrow.
Nice.
And he selected our show
Beautiful.
as the first show to go public with this.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
And then after this, he's going to TV.
Nice.
All right? But that's going to be tomorrow.
That's nice.
And people should tune in because, when we're talking about jobs, and we've had a lot of people on the show, how can you create more jobs? All right? Everybody says, if I get into office, I'm going to make more jobs.
Yeah.
And when you say, how are you going to do it?
Meanwhile,
I don't know.
all running off to Texas.
I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Right.
Okay?
I'm going to go and ask businesses to come.
Yeah.
Did someone say that?
Come to my office and meet with me.
Yeah.
Or, what's the famous
The famous one is, go start your own business, okay? And I'll be available to, you can come to my office in Sacramento.
You have no money, but
and I
you
will
will
meet
go
with
start
you.
your own business.
Right. Okay? Yeah, that's the famous one.
That was it.
That's okay, though. Well, you live and learn, right? You kind of live and learn.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's nothing wrong with an open door policy.
No.
There isn't. Tonight is the first night, because I blew it yesterday. Tonight's the first night of Thursday Night at the Square.
Yeah.
All right?
Why is it the same night as Lancaster?
Yeah, that stings.
I mean, really?
I don't know.
It's Antelope Valley. We could have been having two things to do throughout the week.
Well,
Yeah.
as a board member for the Palmdale Chamber of Commerce, I'm going to be at Thursday Night at the Square. Okay? Because I feel it's my responsibility.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
Where are you guys going to be?
We're going to be at Lancaster Boulevard.
What are you guys doing over there?
Cooking show.
Cooking show.
You're doing a cooking show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who you are. I don't even know.
Really?
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show.
Are you guys shooting video?
No, Steve.
Is it up for someone to see? I'm giving you an opportunity to
Yeah,
talk
is that
about
what
it.
you're doing?
For crying out
I
loud.
thought it was really at the news.
Gee whiz.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I'm waiting on some graphics before I can
Okay.
finish her off. But it will be up to see, and I'll be making a big scene once it is. It's a fantastic show. Angie's in it. Charmaine Vega, who's
Mama Vega.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She makes a salsa, right?
She makes
All
kinds of stuff.
kinds.
All kinds of stuff.
Ridiculous.
People have listened to her on our
She-
show.
she-
And
She made Angie like okra.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I mean, we were live filming, and she wanted me to try it, and I was
She
like,
ditched
oh.
the first piece. That was
And I
cute.
was like, oh yeah, it's kind of interesting.
She palmed it, and she could.
I sure did, man.
She looked like Siegfried and Roy up there with that magic trick.
people listen to her on the show.
Yeah.
And they heard, there's going to be somebody on the show, and she's health conscious
Yeah.
and a nutritionist,
Yeah.
and they thought, this is going to suck. Okay? And then the comments I got was, wow, she really knows her stuff.
Oh, she
Oh,
absolutely
man.
knows
I was
her
getting
stuff.
that from people that know their stuff, that were listening, that said, she taught me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah. It's too bad that I missed it.
She's
It's on
like
Spreaker,
Alton
yeah.
Brown, but not a snob.
Oh, what time?
He said, what time is it on?
I don't go back and listen to our shows.
I don't either.
I don't.
Well,
But
you
we've
live
had,
it, so.
but we have had thousands of people listen to our shows. All right, and Jeff has a little announcement.
Yeah.
You can make an
yes?
yes, you can make a little public announcement right now.
We made a little submission last night. We are going through the steps to get our show on iHeartRadio alongside Ryan Seacrest and KFI, and we're going to the big leagues.
And we thank all our listeners for support.
Yes.
Yep.
We appreciate that.
It's because of you that it
wouldn't be here
we
without
can support
you.
it.
You know, you have to do certain things, but we did, and
A lot of hoops to jump through.
Jeff, this is great, and I can't, you know what? I can't take this call.
Why not?
But you could easily keep your call on silent.
I can't take it, and it's funny, because that's a commander with the Los Angeles Police Department.
Oh, wow.
Okay? But I'm not going to put him on live right now.
No, yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah, but last night, Jeff officially submitted our show
Yes.
to iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Been working hard to get all the hoops
That'd be
through.
cool.
And yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be quite a thing. If that all works out, that'll be really nice. And, you know, you can download the Spreaker app in the iPhone store, in the Apple Store, or the Android Marketplace.
Yep.
You know, you can follow us. iHeartRadio makes it a little bit easier, okay, and sends it all over the globe.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a really great thing.
It is.
So if you make it to iHeartRadio, you know, that's. I
Yep.
guess that's the big time, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
You're
That
playing
and
with the big
Siri.
boys. Yep.
Right. So and if we don't, we'll keep pushing until we do.
No, we're gonna.
We're gonna. Jeff's Angelina's not. What's your smile? What?
I just smiled.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you listen to some of the stuff out there, and it's like, well, look, how did they make it? I mean,
No, you get some really good stuff, especially from me.
who you?
Yeah, especially from Angelina. Hey, in Orange County announced yesterday that they're going to stop honoring immigration detainer requests. Okay?
What?
So when immigration, here's the thing. This has been going on, and actually our state attorney general has told them, hey, you need to stop.
Stop holding the...
Yeah, and in this context, here's how it
Kamala
works, okay?
Harris?
Yeah, who I think is great, okay? You get arrested for, I don't care, DUI, okay? But I'm just going to use that as an example, okay? And you get sentenced to 90 days in jail, all right? And while you're serving your 90 days in jail, an immigration detainer request comes from immigration to the sheriff's department, says, hold this person, okay? You've done your 90 days in jail, okay? You are due to be released. They'll hold you for another 6 months, okay?
Oh.
And they can't.
Really? Why not?
Because it's against the law.
It's against the law for you to be here.
They can only hold you during the time that you're serving sentence.
Okay, and this is only Orange County that's going to stop doing it?
No, this is happening all around the country.
Wow.
Okay? But Orange County was one of the counties that said, we don't care. We're going to keep holding people.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. No, that's what they had said previously.
Okay.
Kamala Harris said, you got to get in line, okay? You're going to be liable, believe it or not, okay? They're here in the country illegally, all right? But if you hold them beyond when they're due to be released from jail, you are now liable for damages.
Oh my God!
And they can sue you.
We know somebody that happened to.
We do?
We had an employee at Abidac that he's from Cuba. I think he's from Cuba. And his cousin was arrested, and he worked for Pepsi Cola. And I don't know what he was arrested for. He had served out his time, and then INS put a hold on him. And then he went through all this rigmarole. I think he finally was released, but he ended up staying in county for 9 months, I want to say.
Yeah, see? Yeah, and they're saying that's illegal. It's against the law. You can't do that, okay? Just because Immigration and Customs Enforcement sends a detainer request, when you're due to be released, you got to release them. You can't hold them.
Well, INS should either come and get him, or
That's the problem. They don't.
Well, then,
Get out the pot.
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, they're overcrowded.
They don't. Yeah. So now Orange County says, okay, we're not going to honor the immigration holds anymore.
And then
We're
they
going
just
to fall
open
in
up
line.
their doors.
Yeah, because the AG says, hey, you better. We're out of time.
Yes.
Okay? Don't forget, tomorrow Steve Fox will be on the show at the top of the show, and you want to listen to this because
this is big news.
This really affects people within the Antelope Valley and the entire 36th Assembly District. Have a really great day, and we'll be back tomorrow.